Awesome, Dave, man. Thanks so much, obviously, jumping on and joining me just to talk through your experience over the last really like 12 months of your business. It's been really super exciting. I know that yourself and Jazz have worked really hard in the weeds of the business and learning new strategies and, figuring out what's working, obviously, with the business. But just to kick off, I'd love to just kind of hear a bit of a, I guess, intro to yourself and potentially like where the business was at before jumping in the program for you and Jazz. That'd be great, man, if you could just kick off
Yeah,
there.
sure. Yeah, no, thanks, Will. We started, around 12 months ago. I feel like we sort of started this in a place where we launched quite strong. We sort of built a community first and then a product and a brand second, and that worked for us. But once we sort of started, we really kind of had a few initial successes, but kind of didn't know what we were doing right or what we were doing wrong. Like we kind of just had a few
Yeah.
sales, but we didn't know how to scale, how to build a business around what we'd started, I guess. And
Yeah.
like through like doing your course, obviously the modules and the learning, but also the community, I feel like we actually just realized, okay, like there is like a bit more of a pathway here. And we kind of felt like we just actually realized, okay, there are steps forward we can take. Because, as I said at the start, we feel like we're just taking steps, but didn't really know where we're going or where the business was going either. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that changed things for us, which was awesome.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I mean, yeah, what was kind of the thought process in jumping in? I mean, what was it specifically that you were just like, I don't know what I don't know, or we're so fresh in this? I mean, yeah, where was kind of at initially for you before
Yeah,
jumping in and getting help?
yeah, I think for us, like we hadn't really seen it, like we didn't have proximity to people doing e-commerce. I think that was the main
Yeah.
thing. Like both come from sort of more corporate 9 to 5 jobs coming into ecom. We were like, it was a whole new world basically. Like it was just really fresh for us. And so actually, like obviously meeting you, seeing your successes in your business, but then once actually joining the community, seeing other people do the similar things, we're like, okay, it's actually, this is a viable option for us. We can actually build a brand and it sort of has
Yeah.
success here. So yeah, I think for us it was just not knowing what you don't know. And then once sort
Mm.
of going through the modules and figuring things out, we are like, okay, this is something we are stoked about and could definitely see success into.
That's awesome, man. No, that's cool. And as I say, I'm so proud of the work that you guys have done and obviously the progress you've made. And it's just onwards and upwards. And it's always like this next breadcrumb to this next breadcrumb. And whether it is on that micro level of obviously ads and influencers and stuff like that, or it's that next thing through meeting someone through a connection or a network or something like that. It's always, that's the most exciting thing I reckon about building the business is you never know kind of what's around the corner. And for you guys, you're really
Yeah,
adapting in
true.
that. Obviously the paid aspect, but definitely the organic and network building as well. It's been awesome to see the response from obviously customers. Like there's nothing more flattering than people wanting, your product. And as I say,
Yeah.
I always saw the potential that you guys had with that niche that you've got, which has taken some time to communicate and navigate through that, which is all very natural. And getting to
Mm.
the point you are now is, yeah, super special to obviously see that taking. Um, in terms of like the program itself, obviously we want a bit of a hybrid program with obviously, the one-to-one coaching and some community and obviously the course material. Like, yeah, what's kind of been the most beneficial or most helpful part of the program in kind of your experience? What have you kind of found the most value?
Yeah, okay. I think the modules really again gave us a path forward. So that was like incredibly helpful. Like we didn't even know about email marketing or things like that. So creating flows and campaigns for us was just like, okay, like we can actually see these levers now and know what to pull to
Mm,
sort of start to get results. And again, we built our community organically on social media. So we kind of understood that side of things, but it was the back end of I guess, of course, emails, paid ads, all sorts of things. But like saying all that, I think still like the community is probably the biggest takeaway in the sense that, yeah, just seeing other people succeed doing things, obviously like different brands, different niches, but really essentially doing the same things that you're trying to do. And then seeing them grow and succeed as well and hit goals and revenue milestones, it just encourages you more to be like, okay, like, there's no reason we can't do this as well. Let's just, sort of reach out and get to know our customers, what they want, and we can sort of hit these milestones too. So,
mm.
I think the community is just the biggest thing, to be honest. And obviously, like one-on-ones with you is great too, to sort of have a bit more of that in depth. Okay, what's the next step? What's the next month look like?
Mm.
Those sorts of things are just invaluable to create a pathway forward, I guess.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. I'm really glad you mentioned the community because I mean, we even spoke about it today on a group call was, lessons from an after day pay campaign and a couple of people obviously shared their experience and they were almost like a little bit shocked in the sense of like this actually worked. Not that they didn't believe it wouldn't work, but it's more like all I did was follow this process, which obviously we teach and advocate through, and the outcome was great, like
Yeah.
amazing, you know? And so I love that people when they see that simplicity in things and how 1 + 1 can equal 2 with their efforts to the outcome, and so that's what we really just try and kind of instill is like this big ball of confusion doesn't have to be that. It can be really simple with this roadmap, and you just
Mm.
have to go and do the work because we spend so much time in our own heads and like overwhelmed and things without the support and the help of just someone saying, just steady your hand, like focus on this, do this first, and then off you go. So, yeah, as I say, you guys have been amazing at obviously just executing it and yeah, getting the results. As I say, like I'm not surprised. I'm absolutely, inspired by the work that you guys do and also so pleased for you. But I'm not surprised. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's what's
yeah.
been that's what's obviously been amazing observing you guys. Being on kind of this side, I guess having kind of the wisdom of being in, the econ blueprint in the program and things like that. Like what would you sort of say to people who are, on the other side, meaning that they maybe haven't invested in themselves or a program or gotten help and they're just feeling stuck or stagnated or want to grow faster? Like what would you kind of say to those sorts of people that are just, I guess, doing it all on their own, trying to figure it out?
Yeah, I think yeah, no, like I kind of sometimes felt like I was the kind of person, oh, I'll just figure it out myself. Like if they can do it, I can do it. But I think like investing in yourself and like just education around your business, I really am a huge believer of now. Obviously like it's investment to be in any community like this, but like that once you start to see that return and to see like things like you said before actually start to work, you realize the knowledge that you acquire is has really infinite value because you can always scale, you can always grow your business. And stepping into this like ecom sort of, I guess, world, you realize there isn't really a ceiling. Like we're still like got targets we want to hit. We're still early days still in our business, but like, I guess learning what you learn in this course, you realize there's actually no ceiling. And seeing other people around you succeed as well is encouraging as well, like I mentioned. But yeah, no, I think like investing is 100% like not only is it like sort of required, I think it's actually just one of those things that makes you grow as a person too, to be in a community with other people. You want to elevate yourself. And once you sort of invest, I think you kind of are accountable to that as well.
Mm.
It kind of makes you realize I need to grow, I want to grow. And yeah, I think that's been our journey. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, very very well said. And I'm a massive believer in that too. Leveling up and being in the environments that you want to be in. There's just absolute gold in there to be learned. Like we humble ourselves and say we never know everything, And if
Mm.
you get this
Yeah.
one step closer to what you're doing and you're achieving your goals, you're in the right spot. But you're right in terms of that decision to invest. And I've read this on multiple occasions from people that I look up to. And it's like until you actually invest, you're not as committed as you say or think you are, right? To achieving what you want, that is. And I love,
Mm.
I think Alex Hormozy talks about, he's like, if there's someone that's done what you want to do, buy the bloody ticket and get on board and off you go. You start tomorrow. Like, and that's
Yeah.
the conviction that people, that you've obviously got now, as I say, being on this other side and that people just aren't familiar with, don't have experience with and aren't confident with, but hearing it from people, as I say, on the other side is obviously really encouraging. And yeah, it builds a lot of
Yeah.
confidence. So, man, thank you obviously so much for sharing all that. And again, really, really well done on your progress so far. And there's way more to come, so super excited for you guys. So, man, thanks so much for sharing all that. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate it, mate.
Awesome, dude.